I was born in Vancouver. I was about 4, and the folks moved to Pitt Meadows. The parents wanted somewhere where they could learn the language and be cultured in a Japanese way, because the parents, a lot of them didn't speak English. In fact, most of them didn't. So they relied on their children, the older children, or Mr. Yamada was the only one that spoke English and Japanese. So he was the interpreter for a lot of people. When I left Pitt Meadows, we were bused to Dudney Road School from grade 2. Then I started 4 across from Meekers. Mrs. Evans, the grade 1 teacher, so she used to take me home and give me cookies and started teaching me how to play the piano, but that came to an end, of course. If there was discrimination, we certainly didn't know it in Pitt Meadows. As far as we were concerned, Mom and Dad never mentioned any of that. And as far as kids were concerned, we all played, whether we had pretty dresses on or rags. When the parents told us that we were moving out of our homes, we were going on a train ride for a couple of days. So both of us, this is an adventure. When we hit Jasper, before we came down through the prairies on the train, it snowed. And my mom, she said, "Where in the world are they shipping us to?" She was so frightened. Because a lot of people didn't know what was happening. They didn't know that why there was an influx of Oriental people. How come you chose here to come? Between my mother and Dad, they did 10 acres of sugar beets, and I still can't understand how in the world they did it. It's not an easy thing. Weeding and seeding, that's fine, but the harvesting is done in October when it's cold, there's frost in the ground. The beets huge like this, and they were frozen. I was the oldest, and I was only 10, 11 at that time. And so, it was really hard. And knowing my mother's background, how she farmed and helped Dad, the life that I just can't imagine. Now as an adult, I feel for them.
I think my dad and them was one of the originals in Pitt Meadows, because he moved in there early. Meadows had about 37 families. There was a lot of Japanese. There wasn't much, either school or work at the berry farm when you got home. We worked ever since we could walk on the field. White kids weren't in the berry farm. They weren't farming. I don't know what they did, but they weren't farming in. There wasn't that many white families, I think we were a majority at that time, eh? Even at school, we talked Japanese as soon as we got out. So there was no hostility. After we evacuated, that was it. We were told to go certain days. They didn't give us much notice. Maybe right in Vancouver, there was this, but we were out in the country, so nobody discriminated us. You knew all neighbors, you know what I mean? They're all friends. Yeah, because Japanese got along with everybody. We're too young to feel about that. We're happy to go on the train and leave, but the parents took it hard, I think. We came directly to a farm. Dad didn't speak much, but he found a nursery here. They wanted them, so we come directly to the nursery here. So all the parents had a hard time. Yes. They didn't have a life, not like us. They had no life at all. All they did is raise kids and worked hard.